Okay guys, so had a little issue the other day driving down the road, and my clutch pin on my 3rd gen Ram, the retaining pin for the slave cylinder, snapped in half. I don't know if you can see it there. So basically broke in 2 pieces, and that was kind of sketchy because I basically lost, you know, the ability to engage my clutch. It was still drivable, but this part actually completely fell out, and this was the only piece that was holding the slave cylinder to the clutch, to the foot pedal arm in the truck while I was driving. So what I did is it's a pretty simple, it's pretty easy to remove. There's a big pin with the C-clip that goes on the end. It's got some plastic sleeves that kind of keep the friction down. So what I went ahead and did is I got a micrometer and I measured this shaft, and I got a bunch of bolts in my garage that I have laying around. So I microned this bolt, and I found a really close size bolt. I don't know exactly what size bolt. I know it's a 19mm head on it. It's probably a standard bolt, but a 19 fits on this. So I don't know exactly what this shaft size is. Actually, let's measure it. Let's measure it. So it's almost pretty much a 1/2 inch bolt there. And so I got that, and you have to drill out this side. So it's kind of a permanent mod. You have to drill this side out because the end of this clip, it's a little narrower that the little pins clip onto, and it kind of holds it onto this arm. So I just got a drill bit, basically a 1/2 inch drill bit, and I drilled this one side out. This side fit perfectly, but I had to drill this side out. And so, and this eyelet fits into the slave cylinder eye loop, the bolt that it mounts to. So as you can see, it slides on there perfectly, and I have enough threads where I could put a washer and a lock bolt, and I left a little bit of room here so I could drill and put a safety pin, a cotter pin, if I need to, if I feel like it's, you know, like a safety issue. But the most important thing here is that if you see on the inside, there's a notch on the arm inside here that the bolt and the loop fits into. And you want to make sure that the smooth shaft is going to sit inside of that eye loop. Basically, you don't want it sitting on the threads, because that won't be good. That'll wear it out, and you'll have some issues. So do that. I'm assuming, and I'm guessing that this is going to be a permanent fix. I don't want this thing breaking again, especially when I'm off-roading and I'm kind of out in the sticks. And you know, the last thing you want is to lose your clutch. You know, if it's an automatic, it's no big deal, no worries. You know, you're not going to have this. But on a manual transmission, especially when you're off-roading, you're going to be using the clutch a lot, crawling on rocks, you know, traversing different terrain. Your foot's on that clutch, and you're constantly, you know, engaging, disengaging. To have that break when you're on the trail is kind of sketchy. So I got some washers here, and we're gonna put it all together. And I already test fit it, and everything looks super legit. I think it's gonna be a great permanent fix. I am gonna grease this with some lithium multi-purpose grease, some white grease, just to keep the friction down. But I should never have an issue with this thing again. So I'm gonna go over there and get it installed for you. All right, so we're here with my truck, and just to remind you, I'm using a 19mm box wrench, my driver, short socket, and there's 4 plastic sleeves. There's 2 on the inside of here, and then there's 2 that fit on the outside that fit on the mounting housing. So there's 2 on the outside as well, so we're gonna get those mounted up. And this is the tool that I use to pull the C-clip out. It's just a little cheap hook tool, just popped it right out. So let's try to get this thing in. I don't know if you can see up in there, but that is the part that I'm talking about there. See a little hole? So basically a 1/2 inch bolt fits right in there perfectly. Alright guys, so check it out. I got it installed finally. It only took me like maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Didn't take very long. So let me get a light here. That's the bolt. You gotta make sure that you cut it down to fit. I went from the outside in. You just gotta make sure you have enough room to clear that cast bracket there. And let's see if I can show you that bolt. I don't know if you can see the pin up there. Probably not. Anyways, yeah, that's the bolt. It's pretty much a permanent fix. The only thing that I can see wearing out is maybe the plastic arm, and I didn't over tighten that bolt too much because I didn't want to crack it, so I just went snug. I did put a little bit of Loctite, medium Loctite on the lock nut just to give it a little extra assurance that it won't back out. I don't foresee this having any issues, and that's it. So I got my my clutch pedal back, and it did actually take a lot of the play out. I mean, there's some play in there already, which is good. You want a little bit of play, but it just feels better than that plastic piece, honestly. So that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you want to learn more about the truck, be sure to like and subscribe.